All right, hello and welcome to this final co-match between the Sacramento Express at the San Antonio Fighters. This, of course, being the high-flying passing offense, taking on the balanced, I'd say, San Antonio Fighters, who, of course, are a shell of their former selves from the previous season, after letting go of 8 players to retirement. Of course, trading away 5 more players after the retirement of those original players. The experts predict a 72% chance of winning with 4 full sweeps. So, of course, as we all know, this means that Sacramento will win and, of course, make everyone look dumb. As we welcome you to the base game of the Indianapolis Gladiators Arena. Originally, this was going to be inside the Dallas Stadium, as it matched the color scheme for the San Antonio Fighters. Unfortunately, the stadium lighting, and of course the football, I would say field lighting, is so bright that you physically start to hurt your eyes after but a quarter of watching. Now, I didn't get a quarter in because I already knew that was going to hurt. It is bright. If anyone is curious, and if you have the copy of Access Football 24, go ahead and just boot up a version of the the Dallas Stampede Stadium. It's a very, very bright stadium. Indianapolis is a good one. Chicago is a much better one. That one is possibly the best lighting in the game. Ryan Davis will motion out number 11, Guster to the far left. Armour with a charge out to the left. Gain of 1 yard. 3rd and 2. Devon Bronson subbing in. Samuel Collins subbing out. Jacob Bandy coming in. 3rd and short. Bronson gets the call. A hurdle and then some. Gain of 19 yards. Be 1st and 10. Collins comes back in. Bobby Armour subbing back in. I meant to say Armour, but that's fine. Davis hit as he throws, launching to McCloskey, and McCloskey down the sideline. McCloskey one man to beat, number 21, gain of 54 yards. Michael Bruno now coming in. Jordan Vincent saving a game, well, not a game, but a touchdown saving. I mean, it might be a game-winning touchdown. You never know. They might not score here. As Armour walks it in, never mind, that's a touchdown. Bobby Armour. An all-engage 8 defensive blitz. Michael McCloskey, Devon Bronson, subbing back in. 1st and goal. The PAT is good. And on a first drive, 54-yard pass. That was all that was needed to get in scoring distance. And Armour, 2 rushes, 4 total yards, and a touchdown. Jamal West at the 20-yard line. We'll say 20.2-yard line. It's Kevin Cash, the beneficiary of the space raid under center. Some of the best wide receivers Sacramento's ever seen on their roster. This back to pass is Cash, but he can't get it off in time. That's number 9, loss of 7, B.J. Black on an all-engage 8 blitz. 2nd and 17. And Sacramento's not even feigning to have a run game. As Cash back to pass again, and that is dropped. Ooh. That was number 24. Kevin Cash 0 for 1. Back to pass. He's again launching it deep, and this time, it will not be completed. That was a potential touchdown. Nobody behind him. The final moments, defensive back swooped in. This is Zaire Barrett with the return. Oh my goodness, the stiff arm. Charging forward at the 42. Davis Bronson in the back. He's going to motion number 11, Guster, to the left. And that'll be a fake handoff. A blitz picked up by Bronson at the last second. Could have been a massive loss of 9 yards, but instead it'll be an incompletion. They set up again. 2nd and 10. He's going to motion number 80. Oh, Bronson off to the left. Don't have time to read that number. And he's charging forward for a gain of 5. 3rd and 5. Bobby Armour coming in. So it was, I believe, number 85 on the motion earlier. No handoff here. He's going to bomb it deep left, and that's Guster charging in for the touchdown. Bulldozing that man into the end zone. Pfannenstiel back to kick. 1st and goal. And that kick is up, and it is good. Of course, Sacramento never really needing to be worried about anything. They don't really have a run game to speak of, so there's no necessity to kind of worry about short gains and whatnot. Cash is a very much so home run hitter. He likes to kind of aim as deep as he can. And of course, we also have to mention the space rate is intended for deep passes, deep plays, chunk plays across the middle. And that's what they're going to look to do here. Another blitz over the middle. Cash has time, one-on-one. That's going to be caught by Jamal West, number 22 in the coverage. Braxton Bowens is simply outmatched there. 36-yard gain. Back to pass again is Cash. Again, wide open is West. And this time he'll be taken down by number 6, Kenny. No, Kyrell Trotter. Kenny Gatewood, a former member of the number 6 jersey. About 2 seasons ago, which is curious why I would remember that. Bowman over the middle, gain of 8 yards, and the Sacramento offense is clicking. Kevin Cash getting used to the blitzes here. Back to pass again, has all day. Far left is Jamal West, and he'll run out of bounds, but they will not stop the clock, so that is interesting choice there. 4 passes, 71 yards. He is now 4 for 6. Back to pass is Cash. No time at all. Strip sacked. Picked up by Barrett, who's going to do a dance. He's just stiff-armed a man. Stiff arm. Oh, my God. He's just throwing men around. Turnovers there. Barrett throwing stiff arms everywhere. My goodness. The spinning animation is ridiculous. Davis with motion. Guster back inside again. Bronson taken down. Gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8. 4 wide receivers, running back to pass. He's got a man over the middle, and he'll hit him. Isaiah Tucker, the wide receiver out of UTSA. Ryan Davis, 3 for 4, 96 yards, a touchdown. 3rd and 4 here. He's going to motion the fullback out. This is going to be a pass play. Most likely it is a major blitz, but Fowler, 11-yard gain. Looks like he was slow to get off of the corner route. As he hitched it back inside, but was able to catch enough of his footing to do it again, and that's going to be incomplete. That was for Bronson. And that was a bad pass intended for Bronson, but of course Bronson was already out of bounds by the time that pass was released. Hands off to Bronson on the outside. Oh my goodness. Just evading the tackle. 3rd and 4. Bobby Armour now coming in. Back to pass is Davis. And insane traffic. There was something to be had there, but unfortunately, the secondary of the Express would not allow it. Pfannenstiel is not going to be seeing an extra point this drive, as McQueen boots it deep. That'll be into the end zone, something that McQueen normally doesn't do, but of course he does have one of the stronger legs in the league, so sometimes you can get carried away with it. First punt of the day is usually a bit of an anomaly. And I don't know what in the world is going on there, but Leggett ran backwards after a gain of 8, so it's now a gain of 5. Avery Greer now subbing in for Kyrell Trotter. Kevin Cash, 5 for 7, 76 yards. It's back to pass again. Cash, but he can't hold up in the pocket. And Oliver Crisp getting into the sack. Under center now. 3rd and 11. San Antonio prepping for a deep pass. Cash back to pass, and he doesn't have time. B.J. Black, the defensive end, getting the sack and the stop on the drive. That is definitely something to be worried about if you're the Sacramento Express offensive line. This defensive line, although the interior is not exactly stout, Deshaun Allen, Terrence Spillman, of course, filling up the back end of it, but A.J. Pierre and B.J. Black, some of the scariest players, and again, Barrett, my goodness. Some potential weak tackling issues going on here for Sacramento. Bronson off to the right, gain of 4 yards. A.J. Pierre, B.J. Black, some of the most noteworthy defensive ends in the league. Of course, B.J. Black showing why he was a first overall pick in the league 2 years ago. Bronson charging forward, easiest first down I think he's had all game. Bobby Armour now comes in. Bronson, 7 for 50. 0 receptions on a target, but to be fair, he was out of bounds when that pass came. Davis, the pass, oh goodness, the pass blitz gets picked up, but he throws it away. It was a Hail Mary attempt. Ryan Davis, 4 for 8, 1 touchdown. Back to pass is Davis, 4-man rush. They're getting through, but it doesn't matter. Ahmed Banks, gain of 12 yards. One of the more interesting players on the wide receiver core, Banks, relegated to wide receiver 3 after breakout Burton Guster out of UTSA. Popped onto the scene late last year. And, of course, keeping Daquan Fowler, everyone knows he is the second best wide receiver in the league. So at some point, you got to figure out, where am I going? Well, you're going to wide receiver 3. So back to pass. Davis, oh my goodness, gets it off in time. And Armour had enough for the first down, but he backed up. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 now. Ryan Davis, 60% for 123 yards and 1 touchdown. Bronson on the backfield, and this looks like a major blitz by Sacramento. And it is, but Bronson with one-on-one gets enough for the first down, and that's all that matters. 1st and 10. Micah Dotson, thinking he has a shot, gets told to scram by Bobby Armour. And Michael Bruno will be motioned to the left side, bringing another defender out of the way, and Bruno... I thought that was Bruno. It was not. It was a crucial block coming from a left side. It was a big crack block, and Armour was able to spin out of that tackle. As Davis pitches it out to Bronson. Bronson, stiff arm, but has the first down. And Micah Dotson now will finally see time. Micah Dotson out of West Virginia. Back to pass, picks up the block. Incredible. Calabrese getting a pass catch. Gain of 2 yards. And that's all you need from the backup running back. Please pick up that blitz. Armour trying to charge in. Gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd and 1 at the goal line. Bobby Armour, 4 for 13, 1 for 1, a touchdown. 4 yards. They're going to pitch it out to Bronson. He'll walk it in for the touchdown. A passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown. The San Antonio offense is a mix of everything. Van and Steele boots it up. Straight down the middle. Sacramento now looking for a chance to get back. Of course, this 2-minute warning is a death dagger to the San Antonio defense, as we've seen in the past 2 weeks. And it is a boon for the Sacramento Express, as we have seen. Whenever the Sacramento Express get on the 2-minute warning, I mean, it's basically a 3-play touchdown drive. It's hard to keep them shut out for long. 1st and 10, blitz coming, but he gets it off in time. Safety help coming down by Kyrell Trotter. Gain of 10, and that's an automatic first down for them. San Antonio having a bit of an issue with the blitz. Cash staying in the back, and this time, but he doesn't have enough time, and he's taken down. Oliver Crisp. That was Richard Littlewood on the pressure, forcing Cash to the right into the arms of Oliver Crisp. And once again, Kevin Cash off to the right, taken down, number 24, loss of 1. Jarvis Brothers. Of course, it is now 3rd and 18. San Antonio prepping up 5 men on the line. My goodness. But they're only going to rush 4. And somebody got absolutely pancaked on that on that defensive line. My goodness, Malcolm Bowman. Van Harper was in at tight end during that play. Most likely why that play did not succeed. Malcolm Brown, one of the top end tight ends of the league. And, oh my goodness, the end around that Zaire Barrett just performed. Incredible work. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's Davis now. Bronson to his right. He's going to motion out Fowler to the far right. This could be one-on-one coverage. And I've never seen a running back... I don't even think if we freeze-framed that and went frame by frame, did that man ever even take more than 2 steps to get to the line of scrimmage. Oh, my goodness. This is Bronson. Stiff arming, charging forward, gain of 8. Ryan Davis in the pass game is a little bit lackluster, but holding in there is the run game. This 3rd and 2 will be crucial for San Antonio. So they're going to motion out number 86, Bruno. Devon Bronson now subs back in, so now Armour sits on the sideline, and Bronson, a very scary prospect to have. And there he is, off to the right with enough speed, taken down again by number 24. And, of course, Terrell Stanton getting a lot of work in, the 31-year-old out of Texas Tech, which I don't even... After 4 years, does it even matter what college you're from? As Guster on a comeback route, for some reason, I guess he didn't run the right route there. Stevan Bronson back in. Going to motion the fullback out. Calabrese, this will be a pass play. Back to pass. He's got time, and that was into quadruple coverage nearly. Triple coverage for the most part, but quadruple coverage when you realize the linebacker underneath had enough time to come back. So now Bronson in the backfield, back for protection. Launching over, and Banks and Stanton with the interception right in between his hands, and Banks makes a crucial catch. So now 8 for 14, and my goodness, number 7, McCloskey, unable to get the touchdown. That was deflected down. Ryan Davis, 9 of 16. Back to pass again. Davis wide open, and I don't know what in the world Guster was running there. These wide receivers love to run out of the end zone, despite knowing that there's only 5 yards to play with here, maybe 10 yards if you're lucky. And he'll throw to the end zone again, and Guster on to the right side of the field. Touchdown, 27-0 Pfannenstiel. Davis wanting to hold the snap. I don't know why quarterbacks like to hold the kick, but here we go. PAT is good. 1st and 10 will be for the Express once they get this kickoff return. As Pfannenstiel boots it deep into the end zone. Jamal West with enough speed, he could potentially get up to the 23, but he is stopped by number 1, Richard Littlewood. It's Kevin Cash. Motion to number 87, Bowman, the tight end to the left. And wide open, and I don't know if that was dropped. Zaire Barrett injured on that play. He is expected to return, though. Ramon Gooden. Devon Bronson or Fowler will now return kickoffs, or punts, I should say. And once again, that play. And now Sawyer is injured, but expected to return. And this drive is just terrible. Both teams just need to end this drive before more players get injured. Sacramento definitely needs every wide receiver they can get, and that is deflected down. Is there an injury? There is not. So 4th and 10, here we go. Special teams play now. And I believe that is... Who is this? Bronson. Bronson will now return. And no blocks from number 54 or 52, so no touchdown return for him. And inside the 2-minute warning, we know this is absolute hell for any team. But that was dropped, actually. Insane. So once again, San Antonio continuing the long-born legacy of unable to produce an offense in this 2-minute warning. So now they're going to rely on Devon Bronson to gain 10 yards on this. Ryan Davis, 10 for 20. So that goes to show you what type of performance that he's going to get out of this. As they hand off to Bronson, and Bronson, I mean, if he could have just gotten that block from whoever that won't... Who is that? I can't tell. Whoever that was, they'd have just put out that block. Bronson definitely could have had a shot. One of the higher end. Oh my goodness, this punt into the end zone. And that'll be the second punt of the day for McQueen, who is not having a great day today. 1st and 10, wide open is West, and West going down the sideline, but Trotter, the fastest defensive player in the league, tracks him down. Sacramento will call a timeout. Jamal West, potentially their only weapon all season long last year, and that's intercepted by Kyrell Trotter, so he makes 2 plays on the drive. As I was saying earlier, Jamal West, the only probable weapon last year all season long, is now icing on the cake for this wide receiver corps, but it doesn't matter when you throw an interception like that, and that was almost intercepted back. All that effort by San Antonio's defense, and Ryan Davis nearly gave it right back to them. Trips to the right, 2 to the left, into quadruple coverage, that is, for number 14. I believe that was Isaiah Tucker, and it was. Ryan Davis, 10 for 22. Not exactly the greatest of stat lines you'll ever see. That is, of course, what comes with the Cole curse. Bronson, 3rd and 10, gain of 6. And they'll let this clock run out into the second half. 14 points apiece per quarter for San Antonio. Sacramento Express unable to get this passing offense down. Jamal West showing promises and flares with Malcolm Bowman. But Cash's costly interception by Kyrell Trotter ended a really great drive as Jamal West, nice hurdle there. 9:56 in the third, 4 seconds taken off. And they are 4 yards short of the 20-yard line, so that'll be loss of 4 in the hidden yardage game. He's going to motion a man. Oh, he's strip sacked, picked up again by Zaire Barrett, and once again, that is pushed nearly into the end zone. And Zaire Barrett with 2 fumble recoveries. No one's getting credited with the forced fumbles. We're going to see who that is at the end of this game, and San Antonio already at the 4-yard line. Bronson and Davis will take a sack with a wide-open Bronson on the right side. 2nd and goal at the 11. Jimmy Lamb, incredible athlete, incredible player, just mauling through that offensive line. And now they're going to give it to Bronson, who's going to charge forward for a gain of 6. It's going to be 3rd and 5 at the goal. Devon Bronson eclipsing 100 yards already. Back to pass. He's launching it, and that was Michael McCloskey. I mean, had the length, had the positioning, simply could not bring it down for Ryan Davis. And Fan and Steel now will go ahead and pick this one. And oh my goodness, nearly not good. 22-yarder is good, however, and Fan and Steel will go back to kick it deep. Ryan Davis, Kevin Cash, both most definitely getting regressed today. Jamal West taken down, but of course not before Ryan Davis started the day with 2 for 2 for, I think, a touchdown and 104 yards. If not a touchdown, at least 104 yards, something that is very impossible on this computer of mine. 2nd and inches. Of course, Kevin Cash, the offensive coordinator, figuring out where the weak spots are on this blitzing defense of San Antonio. Something that has been taken advantage of for 3 weeks straight now, and that will be deflected again by Kyrell Trotter. Zaire Barrett and Kyrell Trotter are the entire secondary for this team so far tonight. And there's a major reason why they are the most highly regarded players in the league and why they were both voted as Defensive Back of the Year for the JFC. That was 1st and 10. And if not Zaire Barrett, then I know for sure Kyrell Trotter got it. But we definitely had a tie in the JFC. And Tedesco is now in at quarterback. I missed this. Richard Littlewood, 2nd and 18 now. I don't even know when Tedesco came in. So now Tommy Tedesco going to try to run, and he's sacked, loss of 5. Oliver Crisp. That's his 4th sack of the day, I believe, and now Tedesco's taking over. I have no clue when Kevin Cash ever got subbed down. I was rubbing my eye at one point. I have no clue. Wow. 4th and 24. Incredible. Bronson with a stiff arm. And now Bronson is returning, so I think Zaire Barrett got injured. A whole list of injuries possibly just occurred, and I wasn't even aware of it. Samuel Collins holding in on this defense. Armour charging in for a gain of 1. Davis back to pass. He's got all day. And dropped. Ahmed Banks with the drop of a crucial pass by Davis. And this wide receiver core today is just not having it. But McQueen with the infinite wisdom to punt them inside the 2. Here we go, 1st and 10 under center by Tedesco. Not exactly the spot you want to be in if you're Sacramento, and that's why Oliver Crisp with his 5th sack of the day, I believe. Wow. Braun now with the kick. And Fowler with the return. And we're going to find out because Zaire Barrett Never mind, I forgot that was a safety. We're not going to find out because Zaire Barrett is number 8, and he is not going to be on the offense. My brain just completely melted. Hands off to Armour. Armour, oh my goodness, the stiff arm. Davis over to Guster, and this is the first completed pass since the second quarter, I believe. 11 for 25. Davis back to pass. He's got all day. He's finding a man, Tucker, on a UTSA. Davis back to pass. He's got all day. A wide open Fowler. (13 of 27), trying to slowly build back up his confidence. Back to pass again as Davis, and this time into quadruple coverage. As the crossing routes were there to be had, but the wrong receiver might have been picked, but I don't think that cornerback was supposed to be there. And now he's going to motion out Bronson, and he's just going to take a sack. Loss of 9, 3rd and 19 coming up. D'Anthony Curtis. And now DeQuan Fowler back in, subbing in for Isaiah Tucker. Going to motion Bronson from the right to the left. And he had McCloskey, but unfortunately not enough air under that pass. And now Fanninsteel is going to try a very long one. 55-yarder, I believe. It is up. And it's no good. 57-yarder is no good. And this is what happens when you cap the kicker's kick power. So do not think that this is his fault. This is, in fact, the league's wanting of field goals longer than 55 plus to not be makeable. So the legacy of Fanninsteel shall remain intact. 2nd and 1. Back to passes to Desco. Tedesco finding Townsend, but no gain. Stopped by Kyrell Trotter, and this is where I need to keep an eye out. And yes, I believe Barrett got injured, as that was dropped. Yes, Barrett got injured. That was number 33, I believe, in the backfield. Where was he? So that will be punted deep. No, we don't have a 33 on the San Antonio roster, so maybe Avery Greer came in. We'll have to figure this out at the end of the game. He might have been injured, not expected return, unfortunate. That'll be a heavy blow for San Antonio as Devon Bronson. Gain of a 1st down. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, 10 minutes remaining. As if there was any time taken off. I don't know exactly why I said that. Davis back to pass. Blitz on the right, picked up by Bronson, and Guster will charge forward for a gain of 6, and that's why you need a fast, speedy running back to protect you. Burton Guster 5 for 6, 2 touchdowns, 65 yards. Davis got a man on him. He's going to throw it away, and he had Bronson on the right side. It'll be 3rd and 4. Burton Guster subbing in for Isaiah Tucker. And this could be a potential run play this close to the 1st down marker. They're going to motion number 5, Fowler, to the left side. It's not. It's a pass play to Fowler. Fowler will gain the 5 yards. 1st and 10. Ryan Davis, 15 of 32. Not the greatest stat line you've ever seen, but for a Cole Curse game, I'd say it's workable, and he's sacked again. Loss of 7. D'Anthony Curtis with his 2nd sack of the day, and I believe that's the 2nd sack for Sacramento. No, Jimmy Lamb has one, so they are up to 3 sacks minimum here. Devon Bronson charging forward, trying to get any amount of yards back for an easier pass play. And Davis now trips to the right. Bronson on his left. Bronson charges forward and wide open, and he drops a 2nd pass on the night. So 3 drop passes tonight so far. Definitely something the offensive coordinator is not too happy about, as Vincent taken down shy of the 20. Chris Stallings probably going to be looking at this gameplay and rewinding the tape a lot, probably looking into a lot of things going on here, as well as the offensive coordinator for Sacramento is going to be looking at some of the tape. Here's Tedesco, simply cannot get out of his own way. Oliver Crisp, 6 sacks, I believe, on the day. 2nd and 20. And here it comes again. Oh, gets hit. Incredible pass. And number 8, that is Barrett. So Barrett is in at the game. So it appears that maybe Bronson has taken over kick return duties for the rest of the night. And Tedesco hit as he throws again, and it's intercepted by this time Barrett. And Barrett running down, stiff arming the man, throwing him off. Zaire Barrett with the turnover. And this is what happens with space rate. If you cannot get enough drives going and you face a team with enough talent, you will get stalled out. Brian Davis hands off to Bronson. I mean, my goodness, the stunts that were performed by that defensive line were elite. If Bronson hadn't cut it out to the outside, I think that would have been a loss of 5 minimum. 1st and 10, 6 minutes to go. Davis motioning Guster. Bronson to the right, and I don't know if that was the right call by Davis. That was 3 defenders left unblocked. Bobby Armour now comes in. 2nd and 9, looking to be a pass play here. It's going to motion Guster once again on the left side. And no, it's going to be Armour, and Armour, gain of 6, going to be 3rd and 3 here, and this is definitely going to be a run play. As Aaron Randall, subs out. Armour once again with the carry. Can he get the first down? He cuts to the inside, and unfortunate. This is going to be a 4th and 2. Micah Dotson thinking they were going for it. Bronson comes back in for the field goal team. Fan and Steel will kick up, and kick is good. 20-yard field goal. Curtis Swafford injured on the special teams play, but he is expected to return. Jamal West looking to gain something, and that's up to the 20-yard line. And Sean Tucker, I believe that is his name, special teams injury, will not count, but he is out. And that is Sean Tucker. So he will be out for the rest of the game. And that, oh my goodness. Wow. Almost picked off by Braxton Bowens. Tommy Tedesco, 6 of 10 for 38 yards and an interception. Tedesco back to pass. Launching over the middle, and Barrett nearly had his 3rd interception. And oddly enough, Tedesco's actually the better quarterback between these two. Tommy Tedesco, 90 throw accuracy, 88 throw power. He just has a turnover issue. And Tedesco over the middle, swatted down, 3rd and 10. And now Tedesco's going to motion the man at the far right. 4 receivers to the right. Back to pass, 3-man rush, 2-man coverage, and not enough. Jamal West is not Randy Moss, so he cannot, in fact, catch in front of 3 players. Over the middle, swatted down. A near interception, but a good call by the defensive back to just swat that down. The game is over. It's been over. And at this point, we're hoping that in 26, Axis Football 26, you can begin to put in backups, because at this point, you don't want anyone to get injured. You're up. Once you're up by 21 scores into the 4th quarter, unless you're facing the New England Patriots, you're really not going to have to be dealing with anyone making a comeback. And this is probably the point where you want to just run the clock out with the backups. But it's going to motion the fullback down to the right. This is going to be a pass play with Bobby Armour in the back. And Davis has all time, and Davis is going to rush in for a touchdown. And that'll be his first rushing touchdown of the year. 15 of 33, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kick is up and kick is good. 45% completion rate. He is narrowly escaping a potential regression here. This Fan and Steel is going to boot this one deep. Jamal West. Ooh, nice return. So I lied. Davis needs to complete 1 pass to avoid regression. It is 45% or less. And that'll be intercepted by Kenny Gatewood. Tommy turnover Tedesco making a return on the field. And full timeouts here. If anything, I think Davis is hoping for a pass to get off, because at this point, really needs to up that completion percentage, but Bronson's probably not going to give him that chance. Gain of 8 yards. Sacramento will probably call a timeout at 2:02, unless San Antonio... Never mind, San Antonio will drain the clock down. So a full set of timeouts here. 2nd and 2. Ryan Davis going to motion Bruno out to the left side. He's going to hand off to Bronson, stiff arms a man away, and McCloskey not there in time to get that block off. Sacramento timeout. It's going to be 3rd and 6, so this is a potential pass play. Inside the 2-minute warning, we're about to find out. He's going to motion the man out to the far left. That is Fowler. He's going to take the snap. No, he's going to hand off to Bronson, and Bronson is just going to run up for 2. So San Antonio will not avoid regression for Ryan Davis. Fan and Steel will boot this one up, and it will be good. And Tommy Turnover Desco will now make a return to the field. Jamal West up and stopped at the 20. Mark him down to the 19. Tedesco back to pass, and it's intercepted again. Kyrell Trotter, Tommy Turnover Desco. Wow. You could not ask for a more appropriate return to form if you were a Tommy hater. And Bronson with the gain of nothing. Sacramento will call their final timeout, and San Antonio will most likely run this one out. And they do. Bronson taken down, loss of 1. Now the question here is, does San Antonio run it again, or does Ryan Davis try to get a completion? I feel like it's going to be a run. It's 3rd and long, though. So will the play calling be overtaken by the 2-minute warning and 4th quarter logic? Which is going to be very interesting to see. The logic right now is you're up by multiple scores. There's just 50 seconds left, and they do hand off. Okay, so they will do that. And they will now kick a field goal. And this is probably not going to make it. As the kick power regression, or cap, will most likely end this. Fan and Steel probably going to wait this out for 5 seconds. He will wait for 9, boot it up, and it is good. 53-yarder. So 4 yards shorter. And he's able to nail that. And Jamal West has essentially waved the white flag. Tedesco hits Michael Braxton. That's a combination that we used to see. And that'll be the end of that. So Ryan Davis will take a throw accuracy regression. Something that he's never seen before. 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. Oliver Crisp, 6 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 5 tackles. Look at the game stats here. Jamal West, 4 receptions, 115 yards. Myers, 1 TFL, 10 tackles, 3 pass deflections. Tommy Tedesco, 12 rating. Of course, we'll have to find out exactly what happened here with Cash. Take a look at these stat lines over here. Of course, the stats here. Rushing yards, 200, 173 pass yards, but this has got to be the biggest part of it all. 10 sacks, 6 turnovers. I mean, you just cannot win like that. It's possibly the most insane thing to have to deal with, and that's what the Space Raid is actually all about in an updated game. Let's go ahead over to the player stats. Here we go. Kevin Cash, 8 of 15, 137 yards, 1 interception. And of course, Tedesco, 7 of 17 for 41%. And 3 interceptions. Jaquan Winters once again being just wasted on that roster. Defensively, Terrell Stanton making a pretty good game, but he had a lot of plays that he could have had back. Jimmy Lamb with the other sack. TFL Samuel Collins, DeAnthony Curtis, Braylon Myers. A lot of deflected passes here. Ryan Davis possibly doing with the most deflected passes he's ever had with 14, which makes sense because there was about 4 drops by the San Antonio offensive roster. 6 punts for Sacramento, 1 touchback. Ryan Davis, despite the poor accuracy, 85 rating. Of course, Bronson, 163 yards. Bobby R. Moore, 8 for 30, 3.8 average. And who can forget, of course, the Ryan Davis touchdown run. Receiving wise, Burton Guster, Daquan Fowler, Ahmed Banks, all showing up. Of course, this is the most evident one. Devon Bronson, 4 targets, 2 drops, and Banks with a crucial drop as well. So those are definitely going to hurt those 2 players. They're going to regress in that aspect. It's Kyrell Trotter potentially, if not for Oliver Crisp deciding to be the greatest player we've ever seen since Matt McDonough on the San Antonio Fighters, Kyle Trotter would have potentially been the defensive MVP. With 2 interceptions, 6 deflected passes. Zaire Barrett with 1, Kenny Gatewood with 1. Only 1 TFL, Jarvis Brothers, and that, of course, you can't get a TFL against Sacramento. Deflected passes, Kyrell Trotter 6, Zaire Barrett 3, Eugene 1, Gatewood 1, Brothers 1, Howard Jr. 1, and, of course, Avery Greer on his lone snap count, 1. Forced fumbles was A.J. Pierre and Oliver Crisp, and, of course, the recoveries both by Zaire Barrett. 3 punt returns for 33 yards, 2 punt returns for 14 yards. Kick return by Fowler, 2 for 41. Kicking had that lone miss, but 4 for 5 and 5 extra points. 4 punts, 1 inside the 20, but 2 touchbacks for Zach McQueen, averaging 51 yards a punt. Of course, we'll head on over to the depth chart here. Sean Tucker, not expected to return with that knee injury. And, of course, we head down here. No injuries for San Antonio. That was it for this week. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Hope to see you all next time. I'm Cole, and I pray that we finally get to see a new team in the Jubilant Bowl.